Well, Raptor fans, we are back. It has been a long time coming, especially with the Blue Jays playing the way they are. Raptor basketball and Leafs hockey, man, it can't come soon enough. And what a way to start it off with the 2017-2018 season preview. We'll be talking pretty much about, who we think's going to, get, I guess, a good amount of minutes, What improvements do we need to see from certain players from last season? Any guys that we think are going to surprise? Things like that, right? And we're going to start right off the bat, right away, with the starting lineup for the Raptors. Now, last year we saw a huge hole at the small forward spot, and obviously the power forward spot because we didn't have a power forward at the start of the season. However, with the addition of Serge Ibaka and now the addition of CJ Miles, which I'm not saying CJ Miles is going to be a 15, 16, 17-point man. That's probably not going to happen. But what CJ Miles will do for you is he'll knock down some threes, something DeMarre Carroll could barely do last season. Now, the starting lineup is as so. Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, CJ Miles, Serge Ibaka, and JV. That is, if we're going position by position, that's the way it'll be. It'll change over time. You'll see Ibaka slide over to the 5. Maybe Siakam will get the start. The odd time here and there, you might see Nogueira get a start if JV's not playing too well. They're mixing and matching. It's gonna happen. But I think the key to this team's success is the health and the play of Kyle Lowry. I don't think there's any question about it. Last year was probably one of the tough seasons we've seen. From Kyle Lowry. Obviously, he was pretty good. But then he went down with a couple injuries, then missed a round of the playoffs, and he just really wasn't healthy all season long. Seeing a healthy year from Kyle Lowry, a productive season, as we know he can be, and consistent with the 3. I think that's a huge part of Kyle Lowry. That he was great in the first half of the season. He was knocking down everything. But then he goes down with injury, and then he comes back, and he's really not the same. Then he goes down with injury again. Healthy and consistent, that's what we're looking for from Kyle Lowry. And DeMar DeRozan, guys, we really don't need this guy to get better, but it seems like every season that goes by, he improves in some way, shape, or form. So, hey, I'm okay with another improvement. I'm not going to say I have no idea what it's going to be. Maybe it's his 3-point shooting. Maybe it's better on the defensive end. I don't know. But, hey, always looking to get better, and that's what I love about DeMar DeRozan. CJ Miles, like I said, he's going to knock down some threes here and there. Not going to be a huge guy on offense, but a threat to have nonetheless. Serge Ibaka, a consistent guy, is going to give you 15 points, 13, 15, maybe 17 points a game. The odd time he'll throw up a lot for you, and that's great. But Serge Ibaka is known for a lot of blocks and just a really good defender overall. And Jonas Valanciunas. Now, there has been a ton of things swirling around JV because of the NBA going to, big men can shoot threes now. And JV, he knocked, 1 or 2 down last year. That's great. But we laughed when he shot those in because it was funny. It shouldn't be. Now, guys like Andre Drummond and Jonas Valanciunas, guys who don't really shoot the 3 that much, it's hard to find a job. The Raptors were trying, I wouldn't say actively shopping JV, but they were trying to find suitors for Jonas Valanciunas. We saw it at the draft when we were doing the live stream that they were trying to move JV. We saw it throughout the offseason. They tried to trade him to 5 different teams, but it just wouldn't work because they know what kind of 5 JV is. And it's tough. But what we need JV to do, and I know it's not easy because it's like, you better defensively. Trust me, that's a huge part of Jonas Valanciunas' game that still needs improvement is on the defensive end. But can he do so? Right? He's played, 3-4 years now in the NBA. Let's start to see him taking form. I don't know. This could be his big step, his big year. I don't know. I'd love to see it. He had a great start last season. Kind of dwindled off the rest of the way. But he's always a threat to have a big game. And feed him the ball. If it's working and he is lighting the team up on the other side, keep giving him the basketball. Let him do his work because he's great when he gets the ball in the paint. So that's it for the starting lineup. I've kind of given my kind of projections, what we need from them, what I expect them to do, things like that. Now, this is where things get very, very interesting. What the heck do the Raptors do with their bench? They lost Corey Joseph. They lost Patrick Patterson. They lost, they lost some guys. So clearly, clearly they're going to give their young guys a chance. Because listen to the bench. Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, DeLon Wright, KJ McDaniels, Pascal Siakam, Lucas Nogueira, and Jakob Poeltl. And you could throw OG in there. You could throw Bruno in there. Those are guys that haven't played a lot. You know, I really expect Norman Powell to get a legit chance this year. Same with DeLon Wright. I think Fred VanVleet's going to get, some quality work in. I think, at least in preseason, I expect KJ McDaniels to get a legit chance to show his talent. It was a kind of under the radar move, but it could have a very big upside. It's going to be very interesting to see what he can do for us in preseason. And yes, I will be doing videos for the Raptors preseason. Don't you guys worry about that. OG Anunoby, obviously the draft pick for the Raptors, had that, obviously, surgery, keeping him out since January. I'm not too sure if he'll be ready for preseason or even the start of the season for that matter. But saying he's healthy in all aspects, where does he land? Is he that backup to CJ Miles? Do you give him that role already? Or do you put somebody else in that role and kind of groom him into it? I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do with OG. I hope they give him a chance to prove himself on this team. Now, OG is great defensively, and I think that's something I really, really like to see. His offensive, he's kind of streaky in a sense, but he's a young guy, so why not? Right? Give the kid a chance. Like I said, Pascal Siakam is probably going to be backing up Serge Ibaka. Like I said, Bruno will get in there once in a while. He probably won't play. He'll probably play more than last year in his career, for that matter. But I think Siakam is going to get a legit chance to back up Serge this season. He put up fantastic numbers in the D-League. Siakam did an unbelievable job down there. Lucas Nogueira, Jakob Poeltl, again, a couple of guys that will probably be seeing more minutes for. Probably getting more minutes, and we really don't know what we're going to see. I think that's the real iffy factor for the Raptors. Obviously, with the huge Kyrie, Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder deal, that huge trade, a lot of questions are now like, okay, so where do the Raptors sit after this trade? I saw a lot of people saying, well, yeah, Kyrie's a lot better than Isaiah Thomas. Some people say that, but some people say, well, Kyrie, it was Isaiah Thomas, who was a very, very good player, was fantastic last season, plus Jay Crowder, plus the next pick that they overextended. Now, obviously, with the injury to Isaiah Thomas, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, now the Celtics won the trade. Well, that might be, but it's not like Isaiah Thomas is going to be gone for the entire season, I don't think. And with that being said, does Cleveland really need Isaiah Thomas for the regular season? They're obviously a playoff team. They're obviously, even with LeBron James, they're a second-round team, third-round team with just LeBron there. You throw Isaiah Thomas later in the season, obviously chemistry is going to be a thing to work on, but you never know. So where do the Raptors sit? That's a question I have for you guys. Where do the Raptors sit going into this season? If you had to write your own power rankings, where would the Raptors sit? Would they be fourth? Would they be third? Would you put them over Washington? Would you put Washington over the Raptors? How close would you put Milwaukee to the Raptors? I'm very curious what you guys have to say about that. And, like I said, there's tons of questions going into the season. Obviously, the starting lineup is probably going to start the way we see it here. But the bench is just going to be like a toss-up. Who are we going to see? Who's hot? Who's going to be great for us? Who's going to get the big chance? Who is Dwayne Casey actually going to let play? Because we obviously were preaching time and time again about Norman Powell playing. I can't see why he wouldn't play this year. But you never know with Coach Casey. So I don't know what the heck we're going to see this year. I am excited to get it started because I miss watching basketball. But my question to you guys, a couple questions. Number one, if you had to predict the Raptors' final regular season record at this right now, with the roster we see as of right this second, where do you put them? Like how many? What do you think the record would be? Do you think they'll get 50 wins? Do you think they'll get 50 plus wins? Do you think they'll, like I said earlier, do you think they're going to be third, fourth, fifth in the conference? What do you guys think? I really want to know from all Raptor fans' perspective, because everyone's going to have a different opinion. I personally think the Raptors are going to finish fourth, maybe third. It's going to be a fight with the Wizards. But then again, the bench is up in the air right now. Somebody might surprise the Raptors this year and be unbelievable off the bench. I don't know. So it's all, like I said, a bunch of questions. Do I think the Raptors will win 50 wins? I think it's a possibility just because of how weak the Eastern Conference is. But you never know until you play. Did I expect the Raptors to play better? Obviously after the Serge Ibaka trade, did I expect them to really, really play well last year and at least give Cleveland a fight? Yeah, a little bit of a fight. Well, it clearly didn't happen. So that's my questions to you guys, all right? Now, last thing before we end off this video. I know you guys are pumped for the season. I'm pumped for the season. Like I said, I will be doing preseason videos for the Raptors, and like I said in the channel update video, that was a little while ago now, the home opener for the Toronto Raptors, if I'm not, I totally skipped my mind, I'm just going to check it up here, I'm pretty sure it's against the Chicago Bulls. I will be live streaming that game, so I am hoping that I get home early enough from work and I'm able to get all set up and everything. But it looks like October 19th, the Raptors are at home taking on the Chicago Bulls in the home opener. I am pumped for that. I hope you guys are pumped for the live stream because, hey, literally it's going to be all live. We're literally going to be plopping it down, watching the player introductions, hopefully if I get home on time, and literally going through the game. I might stop at halftime for a break kind of deal, but for more or less, we'll be live streaming that game, and it'll be a whole ton of fun, so I hope you guys join me for that. Again, I will keep you guys updated on the Twitter account. Link will be in the description for that. On that day, kind of what's going on, when we'll be starting the live stream, kind of deals like that, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are pumped for the Raptors season, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. Like I've said, what's your opinion on OG? What do you think about KJ McDaniels? Who do you think's going to have that breakout season off the bench? Because you kind of know what you're going to get from your starting lineup. Who do you think's going to break out off the bench? I want to know everything you guys have to say. And I guess with that being said, we will be talking to you guys what it looks like October. I think it'll be the 1st of October, which is the first preseason game for the Toronto Raptors. That is right at the 10 p.m. tip-off against the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, it's preseason. We'll go into it with an opening mind, kind of look to see, all right, he looked pretty good in this game. Don't look at points and numbers. Try and watch the game for what it is. Are they getting good looks? How are they defensively? Things like that. That's what we got to go into it about, all right? So we'll talk to you guys October 1st, baby. That'll be Raptors and Clippers. And for all you Leaf fans, we'll talk to you guys very shortly. And Blue Jay fans, if you're still alive, we'll talk to you guys. It might not be tomorrow night. I'm just giving you guys that heads up right away. That it might be Saturday morning. It could be very late Friday night, all depending on how things go tomorrow night for myself. But I'm just giving you guys that heads up now. All right, so, hey, let's get this season going. This offseason has been slow. The Raptors haven't done a whole lot, which is kind of killing me. But what are we going to see? All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it. And we'll talk to you guys shortly. Leafs edition, tomorrow Jays edition, and October 1st, Game 1, preseason Raptors Clippers. Talk to you guys then.